Okay.
Okay. So, um, well, the three of you in here know me, obviously, but for others that may not know my story, I'm going to start out kind of by talking about my just me and what I do and who I am in my life, and then kind of shift gears into the business and things that I've kind of learned along the way that I want to tell you guys to kind of help you sooner rather than later. So, I am a seventh grade teacher, first of all, full time teacher, and I'm currently in grad school as well. So I'm currently full time teacher and full time grad student and Beachbody and just life and wife and taking care of dogs, and y'all know how life is. So at times I feel like I've got like 5 jobs. So learning how to balance all of that has been really, really important for me, and kind of like trial and error. And I still don't have it down by any means, but I'm getting there and I'm working on it every day. So that is kind of the important part, and that's kind of what I want to share with you guys. Um, I guess the overall theme of this whole Zoom is that perfect, there's no need to be perfect, and we're never going to be perfect. So a lot of times I would find myself striving to be perfect and being disappointed when I wasn't. And that's not the right mindset. So we're going to talk a lot about mindset tonight, and like our individual mindsets, and then as well our mindsets for the whole team, like the kind of team mindset that we want the whole team to have finishing out this summer and this year. So with me doing all of that work and life and school and more school and everything, trying to make this business successful was something that I really had to work at. And I really had to decide that I was going to do it. Because let's be honest, it would be really easy for me not to do this right now. You know, with everything else that's going on in life, it would be really easy not to. But I know I started it for a reason, you know, and I know we have that why, right? That's what everybody goes back to. And that's because that is what keeps you going in those moments when you're like, I could not do this. So I know why I started, and I know that I can. And that's kind of what keeps me going and keeps me driving, even in those moments when I'm like, oh, life is so crazy. I'm so busy. I've got so much going on. I really could just not do this and it would be easier. Right. So those are the moments when it's good to know your why and know why you're in this, because those moments are going to come with life, especially if you're busy, which I know we all are. So like I said, I know you're all busy, and so deciding that you want this is something that we have to do. We have to just decide. So Jamie and I were talking earlier, and she'll probably talk more about this because it really got her fired up. But we were talking earlier about trying versus doing. And trying doesn't really mean anything. You know, like if we want this business to work, we just have to do it, not try to do it. So I know she'll touch on that more, but when she said that, I was like, oh, wow, that's so true. Like, I'm not going to try. I'm going to do it. And that goes all back to the mindset shifts that we kind of have to make personally, individually, and then, you know, team-wide as well. So telling ourselves that we're going to do it versus I'm going to try and see how it goes. No, we're going to do it. Okay, so that's kind of where I had to get myself to. With everything that I have going on in life, I kind of had to just tell myself, okay, I'm going to do it. If you want this, you have to do it. So in doing it, I started out with Jamie. I'm actually coming up on my 1-year anniversary, I think, like a couple weeks, 2 weeks or something, in July, mid-July. And I started out like on fire. I was super excited. I was just diving in, and it was summer and I wasn't at school, so I didn't really know what busy meant at that point. And yeah, I don't, if only I could go back to that point in my life where not as much is going on. But hey, that's the fun of life, I guess. So I started last summer on fire, dove in, just going all in, and was loving it, and was getting challengers and getting coaches and just loving the life, just like eating it all up. Okay. It wasn't too terribly long, and I went diamond, and then everything changed. School started again. Also in October, I worked the Texas State Fair. So that was like my 6th job that I was doing. And, life just got really busy. The summer fun was over, and the la-ti-da of life was no more. It was, no spare second that I could waste, basically. So that is kind of when I started noticing things changing in my business too. And it wasn't necessarily things in my business that were changing, but it was me that was changing, and it was my mindset that was changing, and basically just a lot of struggling in that time. And I would say the whole fall semester, I live my life on school semesters because I'm always in school. But so basically the whole fall semester was just chaotic. But I was, doing my best to try to keep everything in line. Then spring semester came around, and I pretty much just came completely unraveled with everything that I was trying to do. So I'm the kind of person, again, a little bit of background on me, I'm a perfectionist, and I'm an overthinker of things, and I'm very not self-conscious as in like self-conscious, but I'm self-conscious, like I'm aware of myself, basically, if that makes sense. So I'm very aware of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, if others are proud of me, if I'm doing things to make people proud, if I'm completing my roles to my expectations of my perfectionist mindset. So if that kind of makes sense. So that's my personality. And in this time, from fall to spring, I was basically felt like I was failing at every role that I had. So I didn't feel like I was being a good teacher. I didn't feel like, lady, no, they're going to start WrestleMania here in the living room. I didn't feel like I was being a good teacher. I didn't feel like I was being a good wife or a coach. I wasn't taking care of myself, as in doing things that I know I needed. So I know I need peace in each day. I know I need some calm in the storm. Every single day I need a few minutes of calm, and I wasn't giving myself that. I was doing a lot, which isn't an excuse. Like, we're all busy, right? So I was doing a lot, not taking care of myself and giving myself the time I knew I needed. I was letting things were just kind of getting out of control, basically. And so I felt like every role, school was like my grad school was overwhelming me. I just felt like a failure in every single aspect. So when I got to that point, I was feeling so overwhelmed, y'all, I could literally do nothing. Like, I did nothing. I got to the point where I just felt like so defeated and so like buried in a hole that like there was no point in even trying, because I couldn't get back out, with just with everything. I just felt like life was never going to not be busy. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. I was just like, I don't know how I didn't have a freaking meltdown. But anyways, so I had to, there was a lot of tears and a lot of like, oh, poor Jordan. He really, really helped take care of me. And I know now a lot of that was my personality. And I'm saying this all because I know you guys are similar in certain ways. We all tend to be a lot more hard on ourselves than other people are on us. So I've talked with Jamie about this actually, and she was like, no, Kayla, you're not failing at anything, but in my mind, everything sucked. Like, I was not doing anything well. So, you feel that pressure. one thing I really learned out of that is take care of yourself. So you have to take care of yourself. That's not even all my stuff I want to cover today, but take care of yourself, you guys. You know what you need, so give it to you, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And this whole job is about taking care of other people, or helping them take care of themselves. And you can't give that to them if you don't have anything to give yourself. So one, take care of yourself. Basically, and like I said at the beginning of this call, I do not have it all figured out yet. Still don't, and it's summertime. But I'm working at it every day, and I'm making conscious efforts of what, like, the lies in my mind, and trying to actively shift that mindset. So one of the big things that I wanted to tell you guys about that mindset is, I know just from the conversations that I've had with several of my coaches, I know that you all feel that same way at times. You feel overwhelmed about trying to message people. You feel overwhelmed about getting in your power hour. You feel overwhelmed about even trying, like, really knowing where to start, what to do, what to say. It can be so overwhelming and so stressful that we kind of shut down and we end up not doing any of it. And then we're like, dang, I really know I need to be posting, but the thought of it can just be so overwhelming that we don't, right? Or, oh, I know I really should be messaging people, but that thought is so overwhelming that we don't. Okay, so I was listening to the National Wake Up Call Monday, and she said something that really just like hit me in the heart, and I was like, oh, whoa, like that's brilliant, because over the last few months I've been really coming to terms with the fact that I'm not perfect. Like that's something I have to like talk myself through every day. So I've really been coming to terms with the fact that I'm not perfect, and coming to terms with the fact that that's okay. So I've been like working through that the past couple of months, and personal life wise and business wise. And she said something on Monday that I was just like, oh, whoa, that is what I've been trying to get to in these last few months. Like, that's what I've been trying to tell myself. And she said it in a way that really hit me. I posted it in the group too if y'all saw it, but I'm going to tell you anyways. She said, you should have 3 goals every single day for this business. 3 goals, and that's it. Okay? And when we simplify things into these 3 goals, it makes this job so much more attainable, so much less overwhelming, right? So if you're writing this down, write these 3 goals down. I have it written down and stuck up on my mirror. The first goal is focus on yourself. Okay, so what that means is do your 30-minute workout, drink your shake for the day, make your meals something that will make you proud at the end of the day. Get in your personal development, even if it's 10 minutes. Okay, that's something I'm really going to try to focus on more. I don't have a long commute. I have like a 30-second commute to work. So listening to them in the car on the way to work works for some people, not so much for me. So I'm making it a goal to read, and I like books. I like books a lot. So I want to get a book and read, even if it's just 10 minutes, y'all. Okay, 10 minutes, focus on yourself. Okay, so number 1 is focus on yourself. Shake, workout, personal development, you. Hey, that also means self-care, y'all. That means for me, each day I'm gonna make 5 minutes of calm in my house and just sit there, because that's what I need, right? And when I wasn't giving that to myself, I went crazy. Okay, so self-care goes in there as well. Okay, goal number 2 is focus on others. Okay, and by others I mean people who have said yes to you. Okay, either people who have said yes, I want to join your challenge group, and they're your challengers, or people who have said yes, I want to join your team, and they're your coaches. Say yes to those people who have said yes to you. Focus on them. Okay, so by focusing on them, what that means, like for your practical activities each day, that means check into your challenge group and check in with your coaches. That can also mean check in with our team page, okay, just to see how everybody's doing. And you don't have to like do something like, oh, thank you. Do something like crazy awesome every day when you check in with them, but touch base, right? Show up to them daily, okay? So that's your second goal. Your third goal is to make new friends every day. Now, this is the one I want to touch on with y'all because this is the one I think freaks everybody out. Think of it as just making a new friend. You're literally just making a new friend. What that means, ways that you can make a new friend and check this goal off for the day. Add new people to your network. Like people's photos. Comment on their photos. Message people. Now, I want to really talk about this messaging people thing, okay? I know I've talked to Holly about it before, and I know Josephine and I have talked about it as well. When we say, hey girls, or when we say build relationships, or when we say message people, literally all we mean is message people. Okay? Do not feel like you have to bring up Beachbody in the second message. Do not feel like you have to bring up Beachbody ever. Okay? So I know that was something that I had to wrap my mind around too, and I kind of felt like if Beachbody never came up, I failed in that conversation. Okay? You're not failing. Literally all we're trying to do is make new friends. Okay, by making new friends, that just means that you are now somebody they know and they trust. So if ever, whenever they decide they want to join this journey, they're going to come to you because they know and trust you. Okay, now if Beachbody comes up naturally, then yes, share about it. Don't be afraid to share what you're doing. If they say, what are you doing these days? Or are you, what is this side? You can share, right? If they say, I hate this job or whatever, say, oh, well, I've actually started something that might allow me to stay home one day. If the conversation goes there naturally, bring it up. But don't feel like you have to, and don't make it awkward, and don't make the conversation go there if it's not trying to go there. You want these people, when they're messaging you, to feel like you're genuinely interested in getting to know them, not trying to sell them something. That's what sets us apart from other companies. Okay? So really just say hi. Talk to them. The message might go back and forth 3 or 4 times and die. That's okay. If you see a picture that they post a couple weeks from now, remessage them. Just saying, hey, right? Act like you're talking to your best friend when you're talking to these people. Be you and just build relationships, okay? So I can talk to y'all more about that if you want to, like one-on-one or individually, or if any of y'all have questions, you can talk to me or Jamie about it. I don't want to take up the whole Zoom on that because we could. But don't let that stress you out, okay? So here's one more thing. Those are the 3 goals. That's it, okay? If you focus on yourself and you focus on others who have said yes to you and you make new friends every day, you are golden, and this business is going to work for you, okay? Keep it simple, y'all. That's all you've got to do. Focus on you, focus on others, and make new friends. If you can do that every day, you are going to see progress and you're going to see success. Okay? Don't get caught up in the I have to do this and I have to do that. And yes, it's good to know that you want to kind of talk with 3 to 5 people a day, but if that's freaking you out and that's too complex for you, just keep it simple and say, I'm going to make new friends today. And whatever that looks like for you, do that. What we don't want to happen is we don't want you guys to get so overwhelmed with 3 to 5 this and like here and message here and invite and da-da-da-da that you don't do anything. That's not where we want to be, okay? That's not going to get you or your business anywhere, okay? So that leads me to my next thing, which Jen Richardson said the other day in our Revive group when she was live in the group, and I nearly Jordan was standing there with me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she's just I was freaking out. And he was like, what are you even, that's not a big deal. I'm like, no, she has got it. She's got it figured out. Okay, I don't know if y'all stalk Jen Richardson like I do, but she is her own person, y'all, okay? That woman doesn't even run challenge groups. I don't know how you run this business without running challenge groups, but she does it, okay? So what I'm trying to say here is she said to when she was live, she said, do not look at what other people are doing with their businesses and make yourself feel bad about what you're not doing compared to them. Okay? So don't look at what somebody else is doing and say, oh, I'm not doing that, and then beat yourself up about it. Okay? What somebody else is doing might not work for you. Okay? Now, we don't want to let that be an excuse for us to not do anything, right? But we don't want to compare ourselves. So like Jen, she is her own self, and she's looking at all of us going like, challenge groups? Nah, I'm going to do my own thing. right? And she has found a system that works for her where she can still reach out to people, draw them in with free groups, connect with them, and then convert them to challenge packs, right? So she's figured out a whole system that nobody else is doing, but it works for her, right? So find something that works for you, and here's the key point: do it. Okay? So I shared this with Jamie the other day when we were chatting on our drive. I was like, kind of just came out and was like real with her, and I told her that so many times, y'all, she's awesome, y'all know this. I told her so many times, like, I just look at you sometimes and I'm like, wow, I'm not doing any of that. Like, I suck. You know, like, I'm a terrible coach. I suck, especially when I was like going crazy in those 2 months. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm failing. I suck. Jamie's awesome. She's got it all figured out. She's doing this. I'm not doing that. I suck. That might not look the same for me, who has got grad school and real school, and I'm, you know, all these different things. We're in 2 different places, and all of us are in a little bit of a different place, you know, and just what our lives are like and what we can do and what our personalities allow us to do, and just everything is going to determine how we run our business. But that's what's so cool. It is my business. It is her business. It's your business. So you don't have to run it like me. You don't have to run it like her. And that's okay. Right? So remember that. Find confidence in that, and that you can do your business how you want to do it, and not to beat yourself up about something you're not doing that somebody else is because you feel like you should. Right? So do what works for you. And again, like I said, the key point is to do it. Jamie, have I forgotten anything?
No, you hit it on the nail.
Oh, one more thing. This kind of stems into that. Sit down. I want all of you to sit down at the end of this call and be real with yourselves and be realistic and say, okay, where is that line of me being realistic with my life and me, as well as pushing myself, right? Where is that? Treating this like a business doesn't mean that you have to show up for 1 million hours a day, right? If you only have 30 minutes a day to contribute to this, you better make those 30 minutes productive. And you can do that if you decide to do that. You know what I'm saying? So be realistic. If you literally only have 30 minutes, don't say that you're going to give yourself an hour every day to this business, because you're just going to feel defeated every single day when you don't put in an hour. Okay? So be realistic with what you can put in, and then make a game plan. Do those 3 goals. Focus on you, focus on others, and make new friends every day. Tell your upline how much time you really have a day to do this, and allow them to help you set a routine for that time and get it done, right? So this is all a team. So y'all tell me how much time you have, and I'm going to check in with you every day to see how you're doing that, right? Tell your uplines, and they'll help you with that. Okay, just be realistic, but also challenge yourself. But that's going to set you up for success and to be proud of yourself when you accomplish your realistic goal, versus setting an hour that you don't have and never reaching it and always feeling defeated. Okay, I think that was it, Jamie.
Yeah, that was perfect. Thank you for sharing all of that, Kayla.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yeah, I mean, and I think y'all got y'all know Kayla, but got a glimpse of how hard she is on herself. And we sat down. I'm just as hard on myself too. And we talked about this last week on our drive, and we were just like, we are our own worst critic. Because when she told me, she looked at me and was like, "You got it together," I laughed, because I was like, I have struggling. Like I don't know. So, and that could be a whole nother Zoom. Mm-hmm. But really what I wanted to talk about is kind of stem off of what Kayla said, and really cast a vision for our team and for the future. We've done a lot of talking and a lot of just like sitting back and like looking at, activity, looking at our businesses, looking at conversations we've had with y'all. And, these message threads that we have this month going on with y'all has been so uplifting to us, and I think it's been really great accountability. And honestly, it's shown a lot more activity within our team, which has been so encouraging. And after hearing the National Wake Up Call on Monday, like Kayla said, I was just as fired up as she was. I don't know. I want our team. It's really just going to come down to simplicity and duplication. That's it. Like, I don't want people to come into this business. I don't want you to look at me and be like, well, you're doing X, you're running X, Y, and Z groups. I have to do all that to be successful. That is so far from the truth. I want you to realize that it is your business, but I first, like 110% first and foremost, want you to realize that you can do it. Like, I don't think all of us really, we have 10 minutes just FYI, but I guess like this is just something I've just been so passionate about with myself that like I want to cast it. Like when I have conversations with y'all, I just want to sometimes like shake y'all and be like, believe in yourself. I see so much potential in everybody, but you've got to believe it first. Like Kayla and I can tell you so many times how strong you are, how amazing you are, what a great story you have. But like at the end of the day, you have to believe it. Like I want you to know that, you know, y'all can do it. So like first and foremost, get your mindset changed, kind of like Kayla did, and be like, okay, I'm busy. Everyone's busy. Life is busy, unfortunately. And I started my business this time last year working 30 minutes a day. I had a full-time job. I told y'all in that message, this time last year, today, I had Emerald a year ago today. And I had it was Garrett and it was another coach. And I had no idea I wanted to be Diamond, but I didn't even know what Diamond meant. I had no direction, but I'm competitive by nature. So I was like, I want the next step. So, but for me, I just kind of figured it out, but I figured it out based on what I could do because I didn't look at other coaches because I didn't know what to look at. So I was like, I can't do that an hour a day. I don't have an hour a day. So I just did what I could. And you can ask Kayla. I mean, she was one of the first coaches in the team page, and I did not know what I was doing. I just was like, this seems cool. This feels right to me. And it worked. So like for you, like if you only have 20 minutes a day, like she said, make it count, but like don't use that as an excuse not to do it, but be realistic with yourself and give yourself a break and just own it. Like own where you are and then own the time you have and then do it. Like, but that's the thing is like, in that Revive group, he was talking about trying versus doing, and like for me it hit me hard. I was like, it's so true. He's like, trying is pretty much saying you're not going to do it because you're seeing if it can work for you. So it's almost kind of like you're only going halfway in, which is so true. It's just like our fitness journey. If we're going to try out something and only do the workout and not the nutrition, it's not going to work. But the same thing goes with your business. Like you've got to just throw out the fear, throw out the doubt, and just go for it. Like I have had so many people tell me no. I have had my month of May, I didn't sell a single thing until May 31st. And I think I sent out 75 invites. Cold invites too. I know that scares y'all and that scares me too, but I'm telling you, I had crickets. Like it's not that like I have the secret sauce. I don't. I just have been doing it longer. And so I want y'all to be so confident in yourself that no one's going to stop you because it's going to be simplicity and duplication. So when you get your coaches, you're going to teach them what you did. So you're going to say, you know what I did? I worked on myself. I met new people and I helped the people that wanted to be helped. That's all it is. Because that's genuinely what this business is. And it's so easy to complicate it. I complicate it. I look up at like Jen Richardson. I admire her, but I look up and I'm like, she's running this, and this crap. If I want to be where she's at, I've got to be there. But like, we've got to remember, she's taken steps in between to get there. So like, if you want to be Diamond, you just need to be inviting, and you just need to be making, you know, friendships and working on you. Like, you don't have to be pushing elite before you get to Diamond. And that's kind of like, I don't know. I just want you just to focus on simplicity because life is busy enough that this job should not make you stressed. This job should give you an outlet. Like it should make you happy to want to work and want to message people and be excited about that. And so what Kayla was saying about meeting new friends, it's so true. I guess maybe I've been explaining it wrong. Don't go into a conversation timid, being like, well, crap, I've got to ask you to join my challenge group in the next message, so you better get ready. Like, don't think that way, because if you think that way, you're going to defeat yourself. You're going to tell yourself no before they do. So it's like, you've got to just get to know them. Like, just see what they're doing this summer, and if it comes up, it comes up. But if you're doing your job, Jen Richardson said this too. I mean, we keep singing her praises, but she said 90% of her recruiting is from what she posts. 90% and 10% come from call to action posts. So then she didn't even talk about inviting people. So she just like, and so in my head, I'm like, wow. I mean, if it's working for her, clearly, I mean, she's a 15-star diamond, probably making $1 million. It's working. So don't stress out. Like, there's so many other MLMs out there that I've had people message me after being in this for a year about Plexus, about Thrive, wanting me to do stuff with them. And I'm like, you haven't talked to me in years, or you don't even know me. Can you do your research and look at this last post? I mean, but like, you know, so just be a friend. Like, be a friend. Like Sarah talks about, she trusted me because she knew me. So like, if someone doesn't know you, get them to trust you. Tell them a story like about what happened to you that day and be like, sorry, like just make it like so light and fun. And then if it comes up, like today, this girl and I were talking randomly about something, and she's a teacher, and she's like, yeah, summer's just going by too fast. I don't want to go back to school. And I kind of made it a joke. I was like, oh my gosh, well, girl, you should join coaching and we can stay home and just chat all day long during the whole school year while everyone else is at work. I made it light. Like, that's an invite. Like, that is a coach invite. And I definitely checked that off my list for like Power Hour. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so simple. Just don't stress yourself out. So then you're going to duplicate it. And how we're going to duplicate it is we are excited. This is our big announcement. We have our own team training. And we have mentioned this before, but it is done. We had some technical difficulties, but it is done. It's 6 days. It is any videos from 10 to 19 minutes. So it's no longer than 20 minutes. We wanted, and what we did is we really took the basics of, like, you sign up. So it's like you sign up to be a coach, you get the congratulations email, and you're like, well, what do I do now? That's where you're gonna pass on your coaches to this new coach training. And we literally, it's from the basics. We're trying to create a foundation for our team so that we know what to do moving forward. And then our vision is we're working on an Emerald training. It's not a push to Emerald group, it's not a push to Diamond group, but we're gonna do a training so it's like more informative versus like the stress of like, we're pushing there. If you don't get it, you're going to be down on yourself. It's going to just be more informative, exciting, things like that. So, but right now we're just going to do the new coach training. So after this call, probably tomorrow, we're going to add all of y'all in who's on the call. And we would like y'all to go through the videos and just give us feedback. We kind of talked and we put together what we thought was most important as a new coach. We didn't want to overwhelm them with, you know, volume or taxes or whatever it is. We just really wanted to go over the basics of like posting, Success Club, things like that. And so we'd love for y'all to watch them and give us feedback. And also, so you'll know, like, your coaches will know, you know what to say to your coaches when they go through it. And then so moving forward, we'll kind of, you know, streamline the process of like when you add a new coach, but we're just thinking it's going to be kind of like the heart work one where you just tag them in, and I would just check in after a week and see what, you know, they thought. And, you know, we've kind of been, a big thing Kayla and I have learned is just, we have a minute, so I'm going to probably like really speed up, but like go, if you don't have any coaches that are working right now, that's okay. Run with the willing, keep recruiting for other people, because you don't want to have to drag someone. It's going to wear you down. Trust me. It weared me down. It's weared Kayla down. Like, it's okay if not everyone wants to work this, but work with the willing. And so we are kind of putting the responsibility on y'all to watch the videos. And when y'all tell us you've done it, then we will know that y'all are really wanting to do this too. And y'all will have somewhere, a place for your coaches to go as well. So work on you, meet new friends, work with who say yes. Sorry, lost the blank. Gosh. And then simplicity and duplication. Just, you know, plug and chug every day. Same thing. I think I'm about to run out of time. So thank y'all for getting on. We really, really appreciate it. It means the world to us that y'all, you know, took time out, especially since I know y'all.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, okay, real quick, wanted to tell y'all, those of you that are on here and those of you that watch the recording, let us know what you think about the coach videos by like next Thursday. Give us feedback. Tell us if there's anything you think that we missed, because if there is, we can always re-record them. So that will kind of let us know that you've watched them and that you're on board, and that's your sign to us that you want this and we're going to be working with you. Right? You're now the willing. If you get